But I say today, thank God that my staying was not in vain. Because there came a time when the young people of this country of ours, this St. Vincent and the Grenadines, looked at nature, looked at Friday, looked at Major Terence, Patel, Daniel, and all of us, and said, that is a bunch of good, decent, and dignified young men. I have stayed long enough to have people of the caliber of a Kishore Shallow and a Conroy Huggins say they know right from wrong. I have stayed long enough for intelligent people in a Chevron and an Andrew to say that if I want to join a political party, it must have some basic and fundamental principles. And they have.
People must come first, citizens by right. None of we are worse, yellow, black, or white. Food, shelter, and clothes, free movement and speech. A garden that grows, and one love for each. If it is that injustice is what they always show, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is that avarice is all they seem to know, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is that politics is just a puppy show, when elections day come, all bandits must go. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, stain your finger and show them no mercy. Put them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power, dominate their reign. Let's put our country together again.
My job, my singular duty is come the night of the general election to say, I am going into government. I'm going into government because Andrew John have made that decision. Don't judge the book by the cover. I'm holding his hand, and since I start doing that, he has not let go. And I know, therefore, that I have a choice. Chevron, I call it as I see it. And I know it will become a little bit more challenging because I haven't heard many better first-time speakers than I've had from Conroy and Kishore. But you know, you are my horse for being the first female Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. No controversy today. Competition is good. Kishore, Conroy, I have to be true to form. Because the way gatekeeper, nature is organizing things in Leeward. Leeward, South Leeward in, Conroy in, Kishore in, well, that's government. But I don't want the results called from Leeward. I want to start not windward. Not windward. Because it's easier for me to reach from Bay Road to South Central and pick up Bruce. I don't work out a thing for Chieftain. because I don't have the authority to do it. But I said, Dr. Friday asked me to be Minister of National Security, but I want chieftain in my ministry too. So I don't know if that means you can win his seat. But chieftain, you know from today that the man can run single. So bring in the field. Bring in the field. Bring in the field. Bring in the field. You might even catch him in the slips. That would allow me to come down the road. Lavon said she know me from St. Montrose. But it seems that in the NDP, Daniel is a Hana man because I was in front of him. I was in front of him. But that's all right because he has adopted Eastern George in the same way I have adopted the constituency. You see, that's how we are, big men in the New Democratic Party. We are about to build a better St. Vincent. We are about you. And they put a lot of things now in nice clothing. And I endorse all of it. Friday puts it in a way that you don't have to look over your shoulder and guess when they say, what I do, what I plans, what I stand for. He said 4 pillars. Agriculture. If you don't love agriculture, you don't love people. If you don't love agriculture, you can't love St. Vincent. Agriculture and the people are what we have. And you start with what you have. Common sense. Common sense. Common sense. I used to know that when we were selling $5 million worth of fish, Grenada that didn't have enough water like us was selling 150. Somebody said today it could be 500. I don't doubt that. Sure. Let me go to the cultures. It's easy how people forget things, you know. Kishore is Mr. Cricket par excellence in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I salute that. But you know, Fitz, I ain't calling him for the evening. But let me remind you, Fitz, because sometimes you just great goalkeepers mix up the things a little bit. In 2006, when I was president of football in this country, they don't even invite me now when they have football. It's I named the team Vincy Heat. People who they here will know that. Nothing so named before I come. In 2006, St. Vincent came number 73 in the world. The highest we have ever had. It's the position that Russia had when they held the World Cup. I said that to make the point, you know. Things that they have to be fighting up for are natural things in the New Democratic Party. Kishore in cricket, Ken Roy in Corton's Foreman football team, Patel Thief in the goalpost from down Bottom to bring them down, bring it up North Leeward to play basketball before John Horn find out. Bramble in the goal, Bruce, manager of Vincy Heat, an administrator. You wouldn't believe that Chevron used to play netball, but he played in a long skirt, I'm told. Now, if I had bad mind, I would say that this Lavon here have a medal in high school for high jump, you know. You wouldn't believe she could get up there, but there was a time. That's what's troubling me. There was a time. Friday, still plays good cricket, has his football team in Beckway. And if you go through behind all the members, you would find there's just a natural chemistry, a natural fit between we and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I promise this evening not to call that man name. Not to call his name, because he's not deserving. But we have been so strong as individuals and a political party. People don't remember, you know, because a whole new generation have come into politics. In my constituency, I have grandchildren now, political grandchildren. But remember, In 2001, when I came back to work, 1 o'clock, I met a letter firing me from Vinlec. They took away the keys, they took away my vehicle, they took away every single contract I had in St. Vincent. They fired my wife who taught at high school. They stopped every one of my children from being able to work in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We got job at UNESCO with Mustique with the University of the West Indies, and I couldn't work for $1 in this country. And I made an important decision. I am not going to work again in my life with anybody. I'm working for myself. Today, I am solid as a rock. Thanks to good God above. We don't feature on ourselves, We don't feature on ourselves. But I'm going to speak about two things about myself. Because it is in this month, 22 or 23 years ago, I came to the parliament. You're asking me today to be the Minister of National Security in your government, Dr. Friday. Many people don't know why. But I had the privilege of qualifying as a soldier with the Barbados Regiment, training with the Jamaica Defense Force, with the Guyana Defense Force, with the 4th Battalion of the Royal Canadian Regiments. I hold more certificates that I can hang in a roof. And I'm highly qualified to deal with crime, violence, and law and order. In academic circle, I have the same first degree, like you so shall know. A degree in business management. That was my first degree. I went on and I did a master's degree in finance and HR. Dr. Shallow did the same thing. He went on to study for his master's degree in HR and finance. So we have the same first and second degree road. I also went to Bradford University to do, like him, a doctor in business administration. 6 months before I became a doctor, Eustace asked me to come back to St. Vincent to be a senator. I never went back. Ralph Easy, you make me call him my name. 6 months before. And I never went back to study because God had a purpose for me. Do you all remember what happened, how I came into parliament? Bones Bonnedy was fired by the New Democratic Party as a senator. And the man whose name she just called said Bones' removal from NDP would leave a gaping hole in the NDP. Well, I plugged that hole, and come the next general election, I will bury him in that same hole. Thank you, good evening, and God bless you.
My love, it's as solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. My love, it's as solid as a rock. I can't stop.
So that was the presentation by Major the Honorable Sinclair Leacock at the convention. So I just wanted to give you back. Remember, I also promised you I'll give you some of teach at some point. So 25 minutes after 11 o'clock, we've been joined in the studio by the Major. So I'm going to have him come in. I also have something else that, as I tell you, I may get a call at some point from Brother Huggins Conroy. So, and I will try and get, there's a clip that I want to play. So let me say pleasant good morning to you, to the Honorable Major, the Honorable Sinclair Leacock, Parliamentary Representative for Central Kingston, one of the Vice President of the New Democratic Party. and going forward,
Hereafter,
major. Hereafter, that's the
refer
correct thing.
hereafter,
Hereafter referred to
you have to
as
become a goatskin lawyer, boss.
major, and to make note that I think you're on a faster single than Andrew today. You're reaching before him.
And so, take a chance, and next year you're gonna run the first one fast and just twin this, Remember how you used to say that? Twin this.
Man say no.
Yeah, no. Saying twin this big and you wicked. And leave you exposed when you're there, But the Wednesdays come around very fast, don't they? They come around very, very fast.
True.
Here we are, yet another Wednesday. I'm looking forward to Teach coming. I'm looking forward to some of the phone calls that are coming in. I'm going to come in and what you have on the program. Clearly, a hell of a lot is happening. Virtually in all constituencies in St. Vincent and Grenadines, Teach is bending his back. There's a lot of movements taking place in South Windward, and the party is giving him maximum support in that regard because he'll talk more about that when he comes in. Not long from now, he's going to have an opening of his office out there in Stubbs, your home ground, your home territory. Like he managed to get him 50 piece of road right in front of his office. So I don't know if that would be the Teach highway.
No, they had no choice. That road was,
the corner there.
Yeah, it was real horrible. I guess they had no choice.
Conroy and Kishore digging in. I think Kishore was in the parliament yesterday.
Yes.
So towards Lavon, Velox, Gibson Velox.
One time I ain't come.
The one time he ain't come. At one time they were keeping each other's company. But we also had a very interesting session of parliament yesterday. And increasingly noticing that the question time is getting so long now that we're actually going to lunch and come back and still into questions. And that tells you that there's some growth in the New Democratic Party because our questions which have to be submitted 10 days before the parliament meets, and this time they had a longer time because they postponed the original 10-day notice period of the 8th to the 15th, which meant that the public servants who helped them with the answers to our questions had more time to work on the answers. But as always in question time is your supplementary question that is of value. For those who are listening and weren't following the parliament yesterday, because a lot of people are tuned out from the parliament, fundamentally what happened yesterday is that early in the year when they closed down the budget session summarily, they had approved a $40 million loan to the Port Authority. And I'm separating the Port Authority here now from the modern port project. Although in the end, the money is for the same purpose, And yesterday, we were required as a parliament to provide a guarantee for that loan, meaning that if the port don't pay back the loan, then the government will be called upon to make good the payment. And we were told, I think the loan, the Port Authority has been or were in and or completing negotiations with Bank of St. Vincent and Grenadines for $20 million of that monies. And the St. Vincent Cooperative Bank out of Grenada for the other $20 million. The total project itself is actually a $50 million project, but the port is putting up $10 million of its own money. I must say that it is good to know that there's a government institutions that has enough cash reserve that they can physically put their hand on $10 million and help themselves. And so that is the subject that we had to debate. Quite understandably, we in the New Democratic Party have to be mindful, not just of the here and now, where we are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines with respect to its development, but we have to attend to what Andrew John often refers to, making sure that we don't mortgage the future of future generations of extension. That is when your children's children, your grandchildren in your case, but common stream, they don't find that the country is saddled with so much debt that the amount of money that has to be deducted from them for various and assorted taxes, be it property tax, vehicle tax, um, port and water and electricity, that they are drowning in deductions, NIS as well, for example, and that the take home pay is so little that they can't make ends meet, that instead of living a better quality of life than they had enjoyed when they were in your care, that they are now worse off trying to fend for themselves. It's, it's obviously a conversation that the government doesn't like to have or want us to have. They have adopted a kind of pork and beef kind of approach to the parliament. You know, long time days when pork wasn't that popular, but and you went to a butcher and it's you want a certain amount of beef. You'll say if you want the beef, you have to pay for the pork. Now these days it might be different. That the people who go to the shop and they buy the pork, and the butcher might say, well, if you want this pork, you have to buy some of the beef. Because like all of them is feasting on pork no these days. But I mean that when they bring these bills, they bring them with sweetness, that they know that the subject matter is one that is of great interest and urgency in some cases, and essential for quality of life in some instances. When it's like an airport, for example. Few people want to object to that. People understand the benefit of having an efficient and optimum port at their disposal. People understand the need for healthcare, and that if new hospital services are coming into being, that they really shouldn't hinder that. And so they have been going out there trying to do what is the popular thing to do, provide people with those things that could bring them vote and support. But in the process of doing that, they find themselves as a government with little reserves in the hand, that they have no fat, they have no cash of their own, and that everything that they want to do, they have to borrow from one or other institution. Some of it is what we call domestic loans, that is raise money from inside of St. Vincent here, most often from the commercial banks, in rare cases from government institutions itself, because they have on occasion borrowed from the National Insurance Service, which is a government agency, and on another occasion they have borrowed from the national from VINLEC itself, and then they have to repay those loans. But most occasions, the monies that they borrow comes from outside, and this is money that they raise by what we refer to as bond issues, BOND, bond. Bond is where the person who you're dealing with gives you the money, and you in turn give them a piece of paper. That's what's called a bond paper, which is saying that I owe you this amount of money. But bonds are when you're borrowing money on the long term, between 5 and 10 years, and sometimes more. And you negotiate in a sense the interest that you'll pay them for this money. It's a fairly successful market for government. It's done on what we call the Regional Government Security Exchange, which is assisted by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. And here there's sort of mutuality of purpose. That is, both parties have an interest. That is, there are a lot of financial institutions around, banks included, insurance companies, investment agencies, that have money that they're holding for other people. And because the financial system is as such that banks has great liquidity, meaning that they have a lot of cash, they have a lot of money, that they don't know what to do with it. You find banks don't even want to take your money these days on a fixed deposit. because you're lucky if you could get more than 1%, 1.5%, sometimes 2% on a fixed deposit. So banks want a safe place that they could park the money and get a little higher rate of interest, and therefore government bonds is normally attractive to them. But yesterday's case is one in which the government, when all is said and done, the bottom line is the government is out there again borrowing, whether it's directly or through a state agency, in this case, the Port Authority, for another $40 million. And we have a right, as we were doing, and in fact, the question was asked yesterday, and nobody refuted that conversation, that we can't keep borrowing indefinitely like that. Remember, we just came in the last parliament, we borrowed $335 million. You want to see something?
Yeah, Major, as you said that,
Yeah.
I remember Honorable Bramble had asked a question about the debt ratio to the
Debt
Minister
to
of
GDP ratio.
Finance.
Yeah.
And he said
Yeah.
that these major projects, after these are finished, they will be able to catch up.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
the Prime Minister later on
Mm.
in Boston said when they finish this, they have the tunnel to build and they have some other major.
The port to pretty up there.
So
Now that the old port has gone downtown,
right,
that new
because
place
you
will
raised
come
the
now
question.
for cruise ship development.
Yeah, so
Yes.
he said
Yeah.
that they're going to do the tunnel,
Yes.
they're going to do the city,
Yes.
they're going to do the
Cruise
port.
ship. Yes.
But the finance minister in answering Bramble said after this port, they're going to stabilize.
They're going to hold up. Yeah.
So
Well, you see, that is
they catch themselves, they catch one another there.
yeah, but that's why in my presentation, and people we have to simplify it. When we in the New Democratic Party are speaking about our own development programs, and we emphasize these 4 pillars of development: agriculture, tourism, marine, blue economy, and I like to say the blue and the new. That's what I call it, and so forth. Because there's some news, there are things that link these things together, and you have to understand how your economy functions. And in your economy, construction, the construction sector, has for a long time now been one of the most important contributors to the economy, gross domestic product. That's where large numbers of people make a living. Your masons, your carpenters, your steel benders, your painters, your plumbers, your electricians, your architects, your jazz people, your laborers. You know, a lot of people make money out of that. Even your hardware stores do business through the sale of the cement, lumber, galvanized, etc., etc. You have a whole local industry that depends on that. East Caribbean Metals depends on a vibrant domestic market, because that's a protected market for them, even though they are competitive abroad and are doing well in their own right, because they'll be managing and growing organically and growing well. But I'm introducing that conversation to you about to saying sometimes you can't cut off your nose and then the post spoil your face, because while you want the borrowings to go down, the debt to go down, you also want construction to remain high.
True.
So you don't want your borrowings to go down by forcing construction down or forcing infrastructure down. You want construction to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. You know, even while you want your debt to go low and low and low. So a good question is, how do you have grow and grow and grow? That's the construction sector. While you're having your debt going low and low and low. And I think people are following me carefully. And to do that, it is where you employ managerial know-how, understand your financial architecture, and your corporate world before they do business. And I think on 2 consecutive occasions now, the New Democratic Party has been more forward thinking in that regard. And I will highlight them here today as I champion them for and on behalf of the party. As is the case yesterday, even though the regulations of the port allows them to borrow, clearly, the more they want to borrow or the higher is the borrowings, it's the greater of the risk of somebody who is lending them the money. Because they're going to say, if the port bust, how can I get back my money?
Can't get it port.
Exactly, right. Unless one of them other countries, I don't want to call name now for the politics of it. So, for that reason, they always come to have the parliament guaranteed. That is what they call in business or in politics sovereign debt. My loan is secured by the sovereign, it's secured by the state. I can't lose. But they do something and end up losing, because they still really have to take a haircut. We ain't getting too complicated. And to do that, you're sort of kind of better off when the state agencies are private companies. That is, they have life in perpetuity. That they can live beyond the current managers and own and people who are operating the entity. People who like to do more business with private companies. And if you do that, then it opens a window of development to the government to say, look, every time we want to have this place do better and help itself, instead of coming to us government to help you, you can go and look at what the private sector may want to do. So a private sector person may say, look, you're building a port. The port is a kind of monopoly. It's the only place I could bring in my goods. The port have the capacity to charge what they want to charge for port duties and so on and so forth. What we call in business making artificial rents more than they normally could make. And I have some money here. So I seek a grace where I say, look, I don't mind having $10 million of our money where I the rest now in the bank, lying idle, and just earn a 1 or 2% interest. If I get shares in the port, whether by way of dividends, I may be earning 5, 7, 10%, which is above what I could have if I had put my money in the bank. Or some slow moving goods and merchandise and inventory, which will be turned over slowly. You understand? So they have to begin to look, and that's the proposition that we're putting to them as one way out. So that, for example, if the port has been built now was a private company, to raise the $40 million that they need, they could have gone and said, look, we're selling shares. And Grace might have said, I want $10 million worth of that shares. One of these might have said that. Sam Goodluck and Vincho might have said, give me $10 million of that as well. Randy's might have said, give me a $2 million. Martin LeBeau, good morning, Martin. Harmony Investment, Mr. Give me $3 million. The guy from the community outside of St. Vincent might have wanted to say, it's my own homeland. Let me put some money into that. So they could have raised the $40 million from private people becoming part owners of the port. And in that regard now, the taxpayers of St. Vincent don't have to find monies to pay back on the loan. It's the same way that we're saying with respect to the hospital, the acute hospital, where they need $135 million. That if you operate it in such a way and set it up as a private company owns it, then to the extent that we have coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, all these American universities who want and must have a hospital as a virtual laboratory, a place where the students can practice how to look after the sick and the infirm and this disease, that disease, have access to operating tables, have access to accident and emergency centers, access to various facets of what constitutes a good hospital, your mat ward, your pediatrics ward, because the doctors have been trained in all kind of fields. They will say, look, why we don't try and own our own hospital? So you might find 3 or 4 universities who are bringing students, say, from Africa, from America, from wherever. Now, being the owners of the hospital, we, in sense, have the benefit of the hospital. It virtually becomes a university hospital. That is what ends up as Mona is. It's a university hospital. And university hospitals are famed and noted for research work. So you not only get the regular caliber of professionals functioning in the hospital, it tends to attract even higher calibers of specialists, because as a teaching university, much more research, work, and study goes on there. And again, in that regard, you could have raised the $135 million, or portions of it. I want to finish this conversation.
But I just want
Yeah,
to get
somebody's
something
calling
clear.
to
No,
come.
just
Yeah.
want to get something clear. When you say private, the government, people's investment will also have shares.
Yeah,
We keep majority shares.
we
but
can decide
in a
if we
private
want to.
company.
We can decide if we
Right,
keep majority shares or if we want to have minority shares.
Okay.
Because when we had the bad experience when National Commercial Bank of St. Vincent and Grenadines, we almost lost that bank. Because remember what had happened? A lot of the small government agencies had borrowed money and couldn't pay back. And they had to go and borrow monies now to pay up all of that. The government actually paid off $100 million to save the bank, and then turned around and sell it. I think it's to CFA, East Caribbean Holdings or something in St. Lucia, for 30 something. And they call it a master stroke. But they became a minority owner of the bank until they worked themselves back in again to become a majority owner again, So I don't want us to lose our audience, simply to say that is the conversation. And when you try to have these forward-thinking conversation, you find there is a resistance. But we have to get, going back to the beef and pork analogy, that we have to try and put future generations into the best way possible. Now, how so, Major? You may want to ask. For those who take time out and listen to the Parliament and try to understand the conversations, yesterday provided me, again speaking on behalf of the party, to ask a question. Remember when we borrowed for the hospital $330 million? $330 million, 35. The loan said we don't have to pay back anything for the first 10 years. We don't have to pay. So the question was asked of the Minister of Finance, what will be the interest rate on that loan? Because they like to speak a lot of financial language and LIBOR rate and this rate, that rate, and the other. Let's just deal with the interest rate. If that was at 5%, 5% of the 300 and something over the 10 years, it's nearly $200 million in interest you'll end up paying. Both him and his father, yes, they argued out that no thing will be as high as 5. It might be 3.5%. But 3.5% will bring it down to about $130, $140 million worth of interest. So that by the time 10 years from now you start to pay the loan, it will be 330 plus 130 or 140, whatever it is, or 200, or 100. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, they get it for nothing. It will be the 330 plus 10 years of interest has to be paid. And what is 10 years from now? 10 years from now is 2035, the very year that they said we should start achieving our debt to GDP ratio at 60%. But just at the time you wanted to reach there is when a new debt confronts you. A new debt confronts you. You understand? And they clearly didn't like a lot of what the conversation I had with them yesterday revealed, because government has been going and guaranteeing and borrowing and borrowing and guaranteeing and borrowing public debt. But the director of audit has been quite rightly picking up. It's not their business to get into politics. And you don't drag them into business. You allow them to function as professionals and independent. But the director of audit is one of the most competent and efficient departments in the governmental system, and that delivers a high quality of work. And it shows for the years 2019, 2021 that the debt of the country has been accelerating. That is, the accelerating means it has been sprinting. That's out of the 2021 report, that has been sprinting. This is activity happening in 2024. You understand? So if you think it was sprinting, if you think it was 100 meters, in other words, in 2019, 20, and 21, government is running a 60-meter race now. Or for those who want analogy, if you think it was a 5-day test match or 50 overs cricket, it has gone down to a 20 overs, limited over, fast and furious. You understand? A beat ball. You understand, but? So what has happened, technically speaking, this year alone, you have had government borrowing $330 million for the hospital, and now another 40 for the port, which already has a loan of $600 million. So right? And the port put in $10 million of their own. So if you had 650, if you add that up, you see how much it is? It's 330 and 50. No, that's not add the 50 because that is equity. The 335 and 40 got 340. That's nearly $380 million, almost $400 million for this year alone. Now, that may mean nothing to a lot of instances because they eat, sleeping, and drinking, and walking and marry some of them. Some are we. But when you go back to the same report, it showed that the government, a number of things is happening to government as a result of the rising debt. The government is already beginning to feel it. The temperature, the water is rising, it's hotting up. How is it hotting up? When you borrow money, you have to pay back on the principal of the loan. You have to pay back the interest on the loan. So the principal, you have to pay back the interest. You have to make a provision in what they call the sinking fund, put some aside for there. And there's a fourth expense you have to pay. The government is not paying all four of them. No. Because it can't meet the money. Then the audit report picks up other things. For example, that you owe a loan for $11 million to Trinidad and Tobago government. And the auditor says, look, they have not been servicing this loan. Then you have monies though where they're getting money from Petrocarib. And when they check it out, the auditor says, well, this is not even on the books. They're not even showing it up as a debt. So it's like if that money comes to you through the back door. And then you have other situations where you had borrowed money from Vinlec. You got a loan from Vinlec. And now you want to give back Vinlec the money. You float a bond.
So,
which is taking a loan to pay a loan.
Major, I'm going to kick you off track.
Take me off track. But bring me back on track when you're ready, if we have to come back on track at all.
Put this to, well, you could use me as an example. As a householder, a walking man. And I want to pick up, as you were saying in mind, I want something by singer, I want something by something else. I go in by the credit union, I go in by the bank. I borrow from Major also, but I ain't going to tell the bank I borrow from Major. Put what you just said into that.
Well,
so we follow better.
There's a word for that which we call kiting. That's what they use it in finance, it's kiting. So you bought some money from Ford Bank. When the time comes to pay Ford or cooperative bank, you don't have the money. So you go down by Republic Bank and you borrow money and you pay off Co-op Bank.
And they take a little for extra.
They take a little extra to have a little bling. But you have the money from Republic Bank on your back.
And a higher payment.
Yeah. So what you do, you go by Geku and you borrow money to pay off Republic Bank. And then you go by building loan to pay off Geku. And you start going around till you get to the point that somebody say, but you owe you too? But you owe me, and you start to get a bad name.
But Major, so I jump in and because I try. In that, every time I go somewhere else, my month, we're coming out to my salary get larger. So I get less in my hand.
Because a lot of these money, they take it off the top when bonds and so
Right.
forth.
So because they make sure they get their money first.
Yeah, in some cases.
So when I by the time I reach building a loan, I get my salary, they don't take out theirs.
Yeah.
I had less money.
Yeah.
I had the children to cry school, this. And just like you mentioned, Vin, like, boy, I can't make it every end of the month. So I have to borrow something from Major. Major give me $200 I can pay back next month. But next month come, I have to borrow from Doggy. Maybe 300 now because I have to pay you back at 200. But when next end of the month come, I have to find money to pay Doggy. So I go in deeper and deeper and deeper. Is that what you're saying happening?
Well, it's happening, but it's happening, yeah. But to stay with your analogy, and we're coming up to the break, so I'm mindful of that. These are real issues, governmental issues, economic development issues, which find the parallel in the household budget and household situation, saving except for the fact that government has more liberties. Now, if we are asking for the job, we, the New Democratic Party, to solve St. Vincent's problems, we have to have a blueprint. We have to have a roadmap. We have to have a practical plan of action that moves beyond rhetoric and old talk and blarney, that can make meaningful difference to how our people live. That is essentially the area around which the NDP and the ULP are, in a sense, knocking horns now. Because the NDP is proposing a way out around production and productivity. Because the fundamental problem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it loops back, it loops back. The fundamental problem in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is that from the goods, on the goods side of things, not services, on the goods side of things, we are not producing enough. We don't have enough of anything. You don't have enough of bananas, you don't have enough of plantain, you don't have enough of ginger, tanya, eddy, turmeric, hog plum, damsel, breadfruit, yam, dasheen, guava, lime, papaya, anything. And the minister captured that when he said, contrast, that's not what his words, of the years when a banana truck would line up from the Gee Shed, almost all the way up Morris Road and nearly reach Sign Hill. And the man would sleep on the truck till it inch down to reach on the scale. Those days are gone. It's just the hucksters, the people running to Trinidad who hustle on the Monday and take over the Gee Shed now, which was banana property. Right? So if that is where we are, what is the new 6 times the size of the current port going to do? Clearly, you don't need a port. Well, I shouldn't say that because that's wrong. I'm going to say you don't need the port for services, because you do need a port for services, because tourism, which is one of the biggest services, you have to have a seaport and an airport. Okay? But this port that we're building down here is not fundamentally for tourism, which is a services side of things. The port we're building downtown is for goods. It's for goods. All right? And they got caught out themselves yesterday in that very conversation, because where the Minister of Finance started his contribution, he said, thank God for the vision of the Prime Minister, that we could move the landing of things in St. Vincent to the ferry boat. And he said, but the ferry boat is in demand, so we can't bring the car boat and have it stay there too long. Or you can't bring the lumber cement and galvanized boat and have it there too long because it takes 5 days. Or you can't bring some other boats that take the same 3 and 4 and 5 days there. Because the tourist boat want the same space. So that they're making that argument. And they said the tourist boat want the same space because the tourist boat come in fast and furious. Sometimes we even get in 2. And holding on now to the cruise ship boat as a savior, he missed the point that the cruise ship boat was built by the New Democratic Party. Which they rubbish. And even when they had what we call then the left-hand Lenny, when the storm came from the other, was washing over. Glenn Jackson of blessed memory and all them was up there. Wishing it to go wash away. But the same cruise ship boat is what now come to give them the improvement in cruise tourism. Is what giving them the improvement to land goods while they repair the main wharf and the wharf down thing. But in the meanwhile, and I use a word yesterday, and he borrowed the word and used it in the conversation yesterday. He used it in the conversation yesterday. But he got it after my contribution. That's the Prime Minister. The gestation period, that's how long it takes to make a child. For a woman is 9 months, for an elephant is so much, for a goat is this, for a pig is that. That's what we call the gestation period. The period between when they get impregnated and when they deliver. The period between when you think of a cruise ship and when it is built could be anything like 10 and 15 years. And you saw it happen in the same Port Authority because they're saying this since 2016, 17, 18, 19, they start talking with the CDB and so on and so forth to get to this point of 24. But in all that time, they didn't start talking and thinking of a cruise ship port as yet. But now they're saying, now that they're gone down the road, they'll take these lands up the road. See if they can get the Saudi Arabians to come in and help us to build a cruise ship facility that can take now not 2 or 3 cruise ships, but do like St. Kitts and Antigua and so forth, where you have, and Barbie, we have 4, 5, and 6, and 7. But that is where they fall into the same trap without realizing it. Because the examples of the countries that they're talking about is that Antigua and St. Kitts and those countries and St. Lucia that are having multiple cruise ships on a daily basis are all countries that have had citizens by investment programs to bring in more cash to keep the countries afloat. I think we have had a long session that maybe we want to take a break, and I don't know if anybody's trying to reach. Because I'm expecting some calls from outside. So we'll come back after the break.
I just want to tease you a bit again also, quickly before we take the break. So I'm going to go back. I don't know where to pick up this cold from. I don't normally have cold for months.
Must be from Vince heat. Too much heat.
Well, that's something else. I just want to quick, as a householder, finding myself in the predicament that we speak about. I had to start thinking now, it's civil production. So maybe I had to look at my backyard and start to grow some of the food that I would normally buy. I maybe start to think about making juice and selling them. Or in our old days, when we put it that way, getting the children them to show cake to Christ School for sale.
Yes.
So we had to, I know in order to service all this load, had to start to produce extra income, which is my backyard, and producing something. The country itself now too had to reach a stage where we have to produce something.
Well, that's for sure. But one of the things that you almost always have control over, but is to use what you have more wisely and efficaciously. And as we would like to say, live within the means. You don't have to burn all the lights in the house at one time. You know, when I was at Vinlek, for example, it's something I remember that we were told, but the average Vincentian doesn't do it.
No, they don't.
At nights, for example, you should literally unplug or plug off the source to your television, you know. because electricity is going to that unit all through night.
Right.
If you have appliances in the kitchen, microwaves, oven, and so on and so forth, to the fact that you didn't plug off the main switch, the plug is still in. You see the little light there on it.
Yeah, it's still
it is still consuming electricity.
I told somebody that.
All those things which are going through those 8 and 10 hour periods, it may be a small amount,
but they add up.
But they add up. You can do other things. I mean, some of them I said that it may be a laugh. My wife don't agree with me on that. Every time I try to squeeze 2 and 3 soap down to the and see if you could get another 2 or 3 bead with it, she will fling them away. You know, and I say, man, if you leave me alone, I can cut the toothpaste.
Yeah, because I be honest with you.
I don't roll up the toothpaste until I get everything out of the head of the toothpaste.
There's plenty toothpaste.
If plenty toothpaste in the head, I mean,
when they cut it, you know.
I roll it,
still another week.
Push the toothbrush down and take another days
brush. A couple days. Well. So we had to try and start saving. All right.
Saving.
We're going to take the break. Major, how your dancing practice coming? You're good at that. I'm gonna make them play some bears for you, man.
I'm a marker.
You're a marker.
Yeah.
All right.
I want Miss Webb from Silent don't engage me for the festival. She's my dance partner tonight.
So they're gonna ask to cool play some bears, man.
Play some bears for it.
Play some bears. All right. Okay. Hey.
Saturday 19th, we go ahead back in time. Headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. Drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready. Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. Drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready.
Bonady Supermarket in Kingstown, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices. At Bonady Supermarket number 2, located at Upper Middle Street, we are proud to serve you. We are second to none. Call us at 457-1616. We at Bonady Supermarket number 2 will always be here for you. Bonady Supermarket, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
There are many cleaning companies, but there is only one company that cleans, and that is VinceClean. So you don't have to wait for a season. Cleanliness is enough of a reason. Just finish building your dream home and wish to move in? Then VinceClean is for you. Do you have oil mark where that car is parked? New tiles just laid and want to remove tile grout, cement, or paint? Vinci Clean is for you. Shampooing of chair sets, mattress, carpet, house cleaning. Vinci Clean is for you. So whatever cleaning you need and for the best prices and quality on the market, telephone 431-1360, 457-1649. Vinci Clean, Vinci Clean, Vinci Clean, the best in service.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, are you ready? On Saturday, November 9th, Third Element and Nouvelle Vague presents Rise Reggae SVG. Live on stage, the gentleman himself, Romain Vogo.
The soul provider.
Romain Vogo.
Leave people business alone.
From the royal family of reggae, Gramps Morgan.
You deserve the love of a woman like you.
Gramps Morgan.
For people like you.
And the great one, Jamil.
Tell them we're the strongest soldiers, get the hardest fight.
Jamil.
Lose them soul figure in the world. When I switch for the table turn.
Rise Reggae SVG, the concert of the century. On Saturday, November 9th, Victoria Park. Gates open at 8 p.m. Tickets are available island-wide or online at ticketpal.com.
Get dinner and candles alight, popcorn for your movie night. One stop and get it right. It's that good. We've got what you're looking for. All the brands you love and more. Get everything at Massy Stores. Massy Stores is where you wanna be. We take care of you like family. We do all that we could to treat you like we should. It's that good, it's that good, that good. When you shop at Massy Stores, that good.
Massy Stores, our family serving your family.
Lewis Pharmacy. We specialize in friendly service with a personal, professional touch. Hence, we take pride in offering patient counseling on all prescription and over-the-counter products. We welcome inquiries on prescription drugs, vitamins, herbal preparation, fitness nutritional products, cough, cold, allergy, and all other health care products. For the convenience of our patients and surrounding community, we are situated uptown opposite the bus stop at Juicy Building. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Lewis Pharmacy.
There are so many reasons to be a credit union member. Credit unions are local, homegrown institutions, a vital part of our culture and who we are. We've built them from the ground up, and we know their philosophy and values. All decisions are made at a local level, not in a remote head office. Each member has the same rights at a credit union's AGM. Regardless of the amount of savings held, everyone gets an equal say in how the credit union is run. Credit unions are where we belong.
Beryl, an early hurricane of unprecedented intensity, is fresh in our memory. The International Panel on Climate Change predicts for 2024 and beyond increased severity of weather and hurricanes due to global warming. Be smart, plan ahead. We can take steps ourselves to minimize loss and suffering from these threats. At Lanes, we have the necessary products, flashlights, water tanks, generators, water pumps, and more that you should have to provide you with safety and comfort. Whether building a new or reinforcing existing structures, Lanes can provide both product and specialty consultation advice at our Home Vision department. Protect your family and protect your home. Lanes, 784-456-1411.
Edwin Delane and Sons Limited announced its 45% independence clearance sale from Monday, October the 14th to Saturday, October the 26th. There will be 45% discount on clearance items, 20% discount on other store items at Lane's Hardware Stores and Lane's Department Stores. Terms and conditions apply.
Get value for your money. Shop at Richardson Motors. Shop at Richardson Motors Limited and enjoy 3 services in one. Hop into our convenience store for a wide array of snacks, drinks, and toiletries. Visit our mechanic shop for specialized treatment for your brakes, exhaust systems, and wheel alignment at our garage. But there's more. When you shop at Richardson Motors,
Get a free oil change service, clean, high-quality fuel, or shop from a wide range of automotive parts and accessories. We are conveniently located along the Arnesville Main Road. Drive on up.
Reliability, convenience, and variety.
Richardson Motors is your number one stop.
Air filters, oil filters, fuel filters, disc pads and brake shoes, clutch disc, pressure plates, rotor plates, engine parts, fan belts, timing belts, oil seals, spark plugs, radiators, radiator hoses, water pumps, universal joints, suspension parts, KYB Japanese shocks for Toyota, Nissan, and Suzuki, tie rods, rack ends, ball joints. You can also get accessories, cleaning supplies, polishes, titanium tint, black tint, Valvoline motor oils, Toyota and Honda motor oils, transmission fluids, Michelin wiper blades, headlights, corner lights, HID kits, HID bulbs and ballast, LED bulbs, and much, much more can be had at Automax Auto Parts. Automax goes the extra mile and spend the extra dollar to ensure that you get first quality Japanese auto parts. Come see the difference at our showroom opposite the basketball court in Camden Park. Call us at 458-2000 or 529-2070. Visit us on Facebook, Automax Auto Parts. Drive the extra mile to get the best first quality auto parts.
Please note that we open on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
CK Grace and Company is the number one supermarket, 100% concession. The Intention Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. In business now for over 50 years, and you will always save by shopping right here. Oh yes, we're number one. CK Grace and Company, and we are Vincent Johns, a supermarket for you and me.
I passed by a brethren the other day. If you see he plays rat and cockroach racing, mosquito fighting one another for come knee in your ears, and the amount of woodlights I see, I had to wonder if them been in the wood with no attack and Billy Ark. I said, bye, call Flick.
For the eradication of pests, Flick is your answer. Before and after construction of your domestic and commercial buildings, Flick uses environmentally safe chemicals. And keep washrooms fresh with the Aroma Odor Control and the FemCare Sanitary Disposal Systems. Call Flick Pest Control today at 457-1857 or click www.flickpestcontrol.com.
Memorial Funeral Home is the first in SVG to offer on-site cremation service. The new and modern crematorium provides a safe way to memorialize your loved ones. Memorial Funeral Home offers a variety of urns in which you can preserve your loved one in a personal way. Cremation can ease the financial burden as it reduces the cost of a standard funeral service by 50%. Caskets can also be rented. Cremation is a necessary option to the overcrowded burial grounds across the country. Their friendly and courteous staff will continue to take care of all your funeral needs, whether you choose to bury or cremate. If your loved ones die abroad, there's no need to worry. Memorial Funeral Home can assist in the transportation of bodies to SVG and from SVG to any part of the world. Memorial Funeral Home services can be accessed at their two locations. In Kingstown in the Russells Building at telephone number 453-2697 and in Mesopotamia at 458-8888. The Memorial Funeral Home, leading the way in modern and affordable services. Call us. We care.
Randy's Supermarket is perfect for all your grocery needs. We have a range of liquor, liqueur, and wines, fresh and quality bread, and our weekly specials will simply amaze you. Conveniently opened 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have competitive prices and friendly staff. Randy's Supermarket, located at Lower Bay Street and Terrell Street. Call us at 456-2994. Randy's Supermarket, where shopping is fun.
Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. It drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memory memories. Get ready. Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. It drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready. Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. It drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready.
22 minutes after the 12 o'clock hour, you're listening to the Newtimes Program for Wednesday, the 16th of October. I'm your host, Clement Bert Francois, and with me in the studio is Major Honorable Sinclair Leacock in here with me today. Just reminding you, yes, get your practice for the Back in Time dance this Saturday, Democrat House, 8 p.m. A condition comfort. Just $40 get you in. Too Cool Christian. That's a steal. So, funds in aid of the party. So Saturday, don't make any other plans. You head down to Democrat House and you party. In fact, you can party till morning if you had the stamina like Vince Heat.
But you had to tell them that.
You could, eh?
You don't have to tell them they could party, the police are closed them long.
So, okay, then you could party till the officers say, oh, Lord, man, they can't go no more. Till the officers burn.
The treasures every day, 5 o'clock, you get music.
They get music
so every day at 4 and 5 and some going, don't blame me, and don't blame me, blame Lord.
All right, so get on down with me, all right? So please.
But I know there's some people, I can't call names, but there are some people that...
Daniel going to make it?
Daniel is a domino, man.
You have no bell-bottom pants?
You have the bell-bottom pants, but
you can wear what you want.
Daniel only could dance when he done the stage for our meeting. We call it one shot something.
I think I gotta leave. I have a saying, cockroach and a rotten for party. So no comment.
He kind of learn the shuffle. He learn the shuffle from Arnhem. Since Arnhem left, he leave him with the shuffle dance.
So all right. So if you want to see the shuffle dance, that the most I could say this Saturday.
You go and see that.
You gotta head down to Democrat House.
Yeah, Daniel might make a guest appearance. But you talk about air condition, which is true. I think this is the trying to cool it down. But that might make some people go home, because people go on down to get sweat.
They're going to still get the sweat, man. It must mean a cooler sweat.
You probably don't even know it's air condition. And then after that, the 28th, because of the convention and this event, Central Kingston was not able to promote our usual Fair of the Year event, but they tried to begin at home, man. And then this year, Independence falls on a Sunday, and the police, the event is taking place Sunday night. There are a lot of people in Central Kingston who normally go to Independence Parade, pipe and so forth in Lagerheit, and among them, Orma, and quite a bit of the Greenhill and Sharps posse. But that they will go in the morning and come back and fall in line to do things. But now this is in the evening. So this would have normally presented us with a problem. So this year, being on the Sunday, we have to do a lot of preparation on the Saturday, because the Sunday is also a fairly big Central Kingston funeral, because of the funeral for Yellowboard Hannibal's mom.
Okay.
Up the Scarpan it is, or Victorville, I don't even remember which one. But I know our sister Yellowboard, Ingrid Walters, this one now from Sharps. They told them Yellowboard, she is taking front, she's organizing a van to take all who wants to go to support our sister Yellow Birds at the funeral for mom. And so there'll be a van going from Sense to Kingston, specifically from Sharps. And if more than one people, we could have more than one van. If we have that, we will pay for the van now, because our supporters are what their weight in gold, and we don't face that, So again, you're gonna get the start running just now for fund the event, the usual things,
So that we Monday then.
It will be Monday. You come and you run. Everything we do, you win something. It's a win-win fair.
I always do well.
Not you, your children.
Okay,
your children.
What we say, Major? Come on.
It's not a big people.
Anyhow,
it's not a big people party.
I have a big person holding online. Good afternoon. Thanks for holding. Hello.
Hey, Major.
Yes. Hey.
Good morning.
It's afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so busy with
Oh,
some
doggy.
things here. So let me call you now because I leave the house.
Yes.
So in the lighter times, the thing before I go to the heavier stuff, I want to have a little conversation with you. Is that we know Bot has difficulty dancing.
Oh, Bot?
Yeah. So
I know my limitations.
Man, if in Parliament the speaker on the throne, you cannot just suck me teeth.
Major, I did not say he could not dance.
He likes dancing.
I said he has difficulty.
And doing the modern dance they have nowadays.
I have to learn to listen.
Doing these modern dance they have nowadays.
But there's an exception to it, when the band when you name the band coming on from Calico, the street party, you wouldn't make him out, because he kept turning backwards, he got his bandana, he had thing wrong.
Don't tell him nothing.
Thing wrong his wrist, something wrong his ankle, he didn't a Luther short pants 1 foot longer than the other.
Okay, how you doing? Yes.
All right. Any serious note of matter now?
Yes.
What is the declared national debt of St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
I think it's about 2.4 billion.
Right. 2.4. And that was declared prior to the borrowing.
Well, it's not that they have made it clear. It comes up in the budget. And I should be able to give you the pinpoint accuracy. It's up in that area.
So it has to be like 2.7 or so, because they borrowed about $350 million since that declaration, right?
335 and 40, 375.
Right. So 400 million. So there's 2.8 billion, if you take it as it is. What is the GDP?
The GDP is about 28 something up in it, just under the 3 billion.
Right. So if you make a comparison, you would understand where I'm going with this, because I had a ding dong this morning with Ferdinand and Fitz. Some of the others.
I don't normally stay in a conversation with them two names,
Yeah, I have to.
You mean Facebook?
In the interest of the country.
A waste of time.
Because no, it's not a waste of time, because it's not to for them. It's for the persons who are watching and listening. A gentleman called me after my conversations with them. A gentleman from CDB called me. I don't know how he got my number. And he said, I can't disclose his name for now because you don't want to get involved in.
Well, it's a person who works at CDB, but not CDB.
Right.
So he's not in that capacity.
My arguments, he said, Mr. De Freitas, you don't know me. I'm not getting involved in the local politics, but your arguments are sound.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to tell these guys, we are borrowing, but we don't have a productive sector. We're not generating enough revenue to look after our bills. But yet you are bragging.
We don't have a productive sector on the goods side, because the services tourism has something.
we will always generate money, but
Yes.
are we generating enough
No.
money
No.
to warrant the type of borrowing that we
To
are
service.
doing to service that? Our infrastructure will always suffer. Now, from my estimation and calculation, without being an expert, I told them, based on the comparison between an old dilapidated airport generating $300 million in tourism economy 23 years ago, and if you look at the timeline of money, the value of that money, if you applied it today, would have basically been around $650 million after 23 years. But back then, 300 million. So I said the minimum, and Annisville Airport cost us $18 million a year to operate. We are looking at $40 to $50 million with AIA, and the investment in AIA of over $1.1 billion. If we don't generate a minimum of $700 million a year in the tourism economy, we are not, the trajectory of the country is in the wrong direction. But we have not solved the problem, as you say, when you now dealing with the infrastructure of the port. We have not solved the problem of the productive sector. And until they address that problem seriously.
And you're speaking the problems of the port in the financial side, because I believe that you also have a very good point in the absence of the fingers at that port that you have been speaking about, unless there's something that's going to come. That is from a design thing. That's a different, not a problem too. Which I believe we'll hear more about at some stage of the game.
I will leave to see that.
Yeah.
But my thing is on the finances part
Yes,
of it.
yes, for now.
We have aging infrastructure that needs serious injection of capital. And if we are not generating enough money to take care of that on a timely basis, we'll find ourselves where we are unable to take care of our aging infrastructures. If you look at the issue of roads, you go back to the Edinburgh Road. How many years have been building the Edinburgh, fixing the Edinburgh Road? 7 years?
Anything like that? Daddy will tell you.
7 years. 7 years. Is it finished yet? I left home nearly 3 weeks ago. Is it finished yet?
But where you go on Edinburgh and you live Dorset Hill? How many times you see them mark out the Dorset Hill Road for repairs? And I mean, they just come and blind away when they come to
years. It's
Heroes
14
Day.
Years.
You know,
Dorset Hill Road didn't get fixed.
You know,
14 years. But that's just not all. All the other roads in the infrastructure that need, with the cost of people with the minivans and all the transportation, which creates the communication so that people could get to work and do all the things and so forth. We are in a mess. But yet, they are telling you what and how great we are doing when we are not generating enough monies in our country. When the grants dry up and you cannot look after yourself at the bare minimum, what happens to the country? We will continue to suffer. Now, one of the arguments with me and them is about the reduction of VAT.
It's about
they cannot see the scales of economics that if you reduce VAT, you give people more disposable income, you have an increase in spending, government can collect more revenue from the very same
turnover.
Reduced VAT,
Turnover.
which could at least give you 35% more of what you are collecting now.
There's an expression for that, Dougie, that even is what Jerry George used to speak about it, and once or twice I raised it in Parliament, and even Kamala agreed. It's the multiplier effect of the dollar that's important, How many times a dollar turns over? Huh? Very, very important principle. How many times? The multiplier effect of the dollar. How many times?
But that's how our economy churns.
That's how it churns.
That's how it churns. Now, quickly, so I could just go through some of the things and you raised it in Parliament, and I raised it yesterday when I listened a little bit of Parliament. I couldn't hear all. The fact that when you're doing a project, how come the equipment part of the project was left out? I don't understand that. If you are doing a project, you're doing a port project. The port cannot work without equipment. So part of the project has to be the monies to finance the equipment when you apply for the monies to the World Bank or whoever, who at CDB, who is funding the port.
It's like getting a loan at the bank to build a house and can't move into it because you ain't a bed to sleep on, no fridge, no stove, no furniture.
So it doesn't make, it tells me that I believe that they purposely truncated that part of the project so that they could manipulate certain things. I don't trust them. Remember at the Argyle Airport, at the same time we bought our fire attendants for Argyle Airport, we paid $1.5 million more per unit than Grenada, who bought around the same time.
Per unit?
Per unit. We paid $5 million to each one,
There you go.
Grenada paid 3.5 million. Remember, we had that where we had that information posted. I don't understand why people not seeing through.
Yeah, but Dougie, now you talk about that. A question was raised yesterday, and shockingly, it's about the Calico roads that they're building. This is a project that started at $2.3 million. That has doubled the cost now. They're gone to nearly $6 million to fix the Calico roads, And it's like if it doesn't matter, understand what I mean?
Yeah, they
don't care. Who cares?
They really don't care. Now, I want to come back and dance back to the port a little bit. I know both can dance, we're dancing back to the port. Are we using the old port right now, old wharf right now, Major?
Very limited.
Very limited.
Yeah.
So if we are not using it now, and we are building a new port, investing that kinds of monies into a new port, what was the difficulty in shutting down the old port? Because you already shut it down and repair the old port instead of going to the major investment that we are doing right now.
But some of it is also because for 24 years they didn't maintain the ports either, Dougie. Because the concrete didn't just drop off the pylon just yesterday or last week. And you didn't have to wait till Beryl come to find out that underneath the steel, the concrete was separated from the steel reinforcement and so forth. Those are things that should be done periodically, even if it's every 3 or 4 years. In 24 years, the port should have been inspected at least, say, 4 or 5 times. The infrastructure.
So, to me, all we are concerned right now is about projects and projects. And those projects, they get deeper. But fundamentally, Major, it might sound like I'm jumping all over the place. I want to connect the dots. When I first asked you with the GDP, the cost of the airport and whatnot, and the monies generated from the tourism sector back then, 23 years ago, the national debt was what? 587. What was the GDP then? I can't remember it.
I don't remember, yeah.
I can't remember it. But the national debt to service the tourism industry. It's what's the economy, tourism economy was 300 million.
Yeah.
With a
That
national
services
debt of
has increased over
587.
500%, Doug. It was $400 something million 15, 20 years ago too, and it's close to $2 billion now to service that.
That's the point they're talking about.
The cost of servicing that. It is causing the average Vincent now $20,000 per cycle. That they pay in expense to keep that off the back.
Grandstanding
Yeah.
as all the big grandstanding that is taking place with this administration and big projects and what. The investment based on the debt ratio. We're looking on the barrel of a gun, and that's why he himself admit it is a crushing debt, a crushing debt. I don't understand if they. I don't know if Ralph remember what he really said to us here or what he tried to say out there to the public. Because on the international circles, you went and said that you have a crushing debt. Some time ago, you said you have indigent poor, and 28% of a constituency that supported you for so long as 28% indigent poor. That has not changed. As a matter of fact, it's probably worse now. And you are telling me
how you describe those people who retired, and who now can't change the tire in the car and who have parts in the pants.
And the genteel poor.
The genteel poor, you call them. And he said the University of Western should study that category of people.
Yeah.
Genteel poor.
And so where are we with this massive debt? And I believe that the debt is more like $5-6 billion because we have not factored in all the issue of the truth about Petrocarib and the truth about all these manipulations that is taking place.
Yeah.
But as I tell them already, time will tell. And only time and I'm going to tell, but Vincentians better beware.
But our people really have to take heed, though. That's why you have to hold up people that are taking heed.
I just wanted to
appreciate
to put that on the discussion.
Appreciate.
Okay, thank you very much. Only one thing, Doug, you have to realize that people like Facebook fits in them are not critical, independent thinkers. So they will always, I'll explain it up about whatever the government say, they have to. And incapable of going outside of that. So the argument will always be along the line. Major, yesterday, and I noticed from the other paper, a lot of questions from persons in terms of damage from Merrill and what is being done, and the government response. You care to comment on that?
Well, thanks, Bud. Yeah, the impact of Beryl is still affecting all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Southern Grenadines, Union Island, to be specific, more than others, but places like Mairo also falls in line. I think Annawan has made a better pullback. But yesterday's Beryl question started with MP Olivier of the Southern Grenadines asking for a report and updates as to what is happening in Union Island. And the Prime Minister repeated the list of advice, of information that's been published by the government services. There's someone coming in.
Yeah, but just finish the thought. Could you just hold a while? Let me. Please.
Yeah, but it is clear that there's a lot of suffering in the land because there's almost no constituency that every constituency seems to have been impacted one way or the other. I mean, and some of the responses are encouraging, but there's still a lot of peril, a lot of despair. There are people who, after 4 or 5 months, who haven't seen any signs that people are going to give them help by coming to repair them. And in fact, yesterday they reneged. They went back on the road because I remember when the original matter was being discussed and the Minister of Finance was on the floor. And he said, we'll do this, we'll do that, and we'll do the other. I pointedly asked him a question. If someone lost the roof and attempted to put the roof back on, are you saying that they should not get some help or compensation as compared to the person who did not try to help themselves? And he said, yes, there's a point. Those people will get some compensation. And the Prime Minister said, they never said so. Well, when you go to the hand side, you'll see that the Minister of Finance did say that. And the Prime Minister did not deny that made good policy. But now, you know, he's saying that the real amount of money they need is not 135 million. They need close to $400 million. This is the new inflated amount. Because the further confirmation of more than one thing, that there's so much poverty in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is amazing. Because it's not like if it's the government alone is reaching out. I don't want us to keep the callers too long. Let's take the call.
All right. Thanks for holding. Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, boss.
Hey, good
Yes,
afternoon.
good afternoon, boss.
Good afternoon, guys. Mikey. Good afternoon.
Yes. And good afternoon, the Major.
Hey, Mikey, good day.
Well, Major, we could forgive Dougie for jumping around all over the place because there is so much of foolishness that's going on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that he have no choice but to play hopscotch.
Which you never did.
But yes, but on a serious note, this government cannot take back those teachers that he and public servant that he put on the breadline because he does not have any money. And we always rate Mr. Gonsalves as this greatest eagle. He is the head of our justice system. So I would question him now and ask him, why is he allowing his prosecutors to bring case in the justice system that they know that they cannot win? And then have to end up now on FIFO court costs, pay all those costs that he bringing case that he cannot win, and then then whosoever he trying to prosecute walk free. Is a waste of government resources. Unless it's some kind of foolishness, he is running to put money in the hands of certain people. Because I just cannot see me as a public prosecutor bringing a case to the court system that I know I cannot win. And because I cannot win on this level, I gone up to a higher level. I cannot win there and I keep going up. But we must understand now, the bottom line is he cannot pay because Major, they might have to give him a loan if he ain't come out to pay those public sector workers. And this is the issue.
Before you reach them, you had to pay the policemen who ain't got the money for the cricket.
Yes.
Because that's turned out to be another serious issue.
Yes. Major here another system now. Here he come in the parliament and he welcome Brother Shallow and Brother Huggins. But he is saying he know that they will suffer defeat. So here is a man who is implying, and sometimes we have to pay attention, not to the things that a man doing now, but sometimes the things that he hide from us. We have to read between the lines now. He is saying now, he is implying that the people of Central Leeward and North Leeward are though extreme poverty. Because how else could you look at it? There is a man who take away the land from the farmers because he don't believe in our economic empowerment by working as a collective. He take away our land and give it to one man who came to mine stone but ended up to be an agricultural oligarch. So now we have to stop when we say now, here we want a government to empower the Vincentian people. Empowering the Vincentian people does not work to the benefit of this ULP political strategy. Stimulating the economy by removing VAT from certain items does not work to his political strategy. We have to understand that what he loves in the Vincentian people is for them to remain poor. And Major, when we look at a campaign is a war. And Major, if you're my soldier, there's no way you could tell me to go out there and accept any bribe from the enemy because they could poison me. So I want the Vincentian people to know, don't you ever accept any bribe for your vote from this ULP government. You're just defeating the cause. Because if you are telling, if free and fair election is telling me that I should vote for the NDP, forget about bribe. When he bribed us, when he bribed the Vincentian people, you cannot bring a case against him.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, because you're encouraging it. So how could you defeat your own cause? How could you defeat your own argument? When we tell our people to accept bribe, whether the money is ours or not, I want strong soldiers out there to tell this Prime Minister, you suffer me for 15, for 20-something years, you make me living in extreme poverty, I don't want nothing from you. Because I'm coming as a warrior to get you out of there. This is war, man. This is campaign. Campaign is a political strategy. You have to fight war. It's war. We don't want no bribe from this man. We want to get him out. Because then that is all he's doing. Poverty is working in his benefit. Because if he could come the last day of election and bribe us. And the people of North Leeward, when you work as a collective, you are much stronger. The land was put in your hand by the NDP. It's the only time North Leeward was seeing economic empowerment, is when those estate was in your hand. He take it away. And Brother Shallow is going to remove Mr. One Vote. Because the ULP had that North Leeward and Central Leeward seat more than the NDP never hold it. Patel only spent 10 years there. Yeah, 2 terms. How long they was there from St. Louis Straker. And those areas are poverty stricken.
Yeah.
What have they done?
Yeah.
Nothing.
All right.
But anyway.
Thanks again, Mike.
Thanks. Yeah.
Make the argument. And don't ever defeat your argument, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't ever defeat it.
I won't.
Okay, all right.
Thanks. And it's your people, not you all the way.
All right, thanks for calling.
It's good to see you and Brother Shallow in the house as he does so frequently, though.
Yeah, somebody else. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hi, good afternoon. What I'm saying now, right? I don't want the NDP to be bragging too much.
No, we're getting a feedback. Sorry, hello. I'm not hearing you clearly.
You don't want NDP
what I was
too.
saying, right? I don't want the NDP. We know we're gonna win, but I don't want we to be bragging too much about the Leeward seat. Really, just invite the people, encourage the people to get the ID card in order for us to win, so that they could vote for the NDP.
Okay.
But what I'm saying now, right? This money that y'all say you're gonna put on, like the public assistance, what I want y'all to do is like clean. When we win, we want to clean up that, right? Put all them young people who get in poor relief, public assistance, give them jobs to do, right? Give them jobs and clean up this thing. Give the older folks. It has some crippled people that need help. It got some parents who just cannot work because they have too much children. So
well, what you're saying is one of the priorities of Dr. Friday and the New Democratic Party to grow the economy, which means having more jobs available.
Could you just move away from the radio for me, please?
Having more people employed and paying people better wages for the work that they're doing. So we are not apart.
Right, I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I'm saying now is like the amount of people that on the poor relief, you could take off some of the money that you're giving the guys and then who you're taking off.
Well, I am not on this radio program saying that I had a conversation saying I'm taking anybody off a poor relief. I am staying far.
No, I know.
But I'm saying that I don't have that liberty, and I'm not saying that. I'm not removing anybody.
That kind of wicked,
well, I'm not making that proposition to remove anybody from police.
But they're going to be grateful if that one they fix so that the post will get more money, because $250 is not money.
We'll give people more. We will improve.
Even more.
Yes, we'll improve the poor relief assistance. But
I'm going to be grateful for that. Trust me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, thanks very much. All right, 5 minutes from the break. You were speaking with Beryl. I don't know if we get to finish.
I think that to cut it short, a lot of people will benefit from the representation that was made yesterday in the parliament by us as the NDP reps and caretakers. Terence certainly did it. Nature did it. Bramble was involved. Bruce was involved, and yours truly. I had the good fortune that the Prime Minister referenced that if we had a list of people who had not yet received assistance, we can have it be brought to his attention. And this I attempted into a question. And he said, certainly yes. And I asked to have the Sergeant of Arms photocopy it there and then and to give him. So I want the people of Central Kingston to know, all of you who gave us your names, when Kenny and P and Susan and Len and all the others who walked around with us visiting all of those households who got damaged, your names have been submitted directly to the Prime Minister with what we had identified to be your needs, and we will follow up on that. I championed very much yesterday the cause of Dan. Good morning, Dan. I hope you're home and you're listening. And I hope you had a chance to hear that we called you by name yesterday in Parliament. We spoke with deep regret of Derek, who grieved himself to death by the loss of his house. And you ended up with a stroke. I hope, and you have our numbers and contact. And if there's any further assistance you need in the circumstances, don't hesitate to let us know. Cynthia Denny, I called you out by name as well yesterday for assistance for you. Lynette Lewis up there next to Eston in Green Hill, who have lost Ginger. You were called by name yesterday. Miss Butte in Hollywood Shops. Your name was called yesterday to get assistance to get your potted plants back into business. And your name has also been submitted. And we are advancing those cases as fast and as best we can.
I just want to comment. I was glad that you specifically asked that it was name go to the top of the list, which was
Dan Phillips. I asked for his name to be at the top of the list for assistance. But he really needs it.
And something else that came, and I remember.
You see, because people understand, there are people who are grieving so badly. As Central Kingston is not alone. That some people physically go back to see the house that they spent all the time putting up. Blown away. July gone. August gone. September and October. And no relief inside. And some people end up with stroke.
We head into
stress and
we head into December.
Tarpaulin tear up.
Okay. Just 2 minutes. We're gonna take the break and come back. So just call back a bit after, because Major, I don't know, when I was listening in Parliament.
And your teacher tricked me this morning. I know you're listening.
Something came out at me is that the fact that you sat down in here and we made a point about the government and the different organization should best make contact with the representative, because you'll have intimate knowledge of some of these things.
And the Prime Minister won't make the ridiculous. Right. I don't know if the people in Green Hill heard him yesterday.
He said, I speak, he said, sorry, 16 ginger farmers, and I hear you laughing in the background, and you tell him like
that there are 16 ginger farmers in Central Kingston, 16 in a 1-6.
And you say, no, everybody up there basically think, and he said, well, that's the less I get. And you know what I remember? The fact that came to my mind, had they checked the representatives,
yes,
and in particular Central Kingston, you'd have been able to tell them, no, 16 is ridiculous in advance and everything. So I think that's very important.
Everybody in Central Kingston and Green Hill, especially, trucking some ginger in the land. I mean, that's their living.
So anyhow, I just wanted,
because there are 6 banana farmers in Central Kingston. 6 people who are growing bananas. I don't know how he could come to Parliament with that. 16 people growing ginger in Green Hill. You're crazy.
And that bring a point to that fist raise that could have been that there could be, let me say, given any bit, people deliberately overlook because of the political affiliation.
Yeah, well, you have that. You have people being fast-mouthed and some people who should know better, not doing better. And I wouldn't call the names to shame them, but they know who they are.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take the break. We're going to dance our way into the break, and we'll be right back.
Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House. As we party in air-conditioned comfort, admission $40, starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready, drinks then cold. Music by DJ Pucker and 2 to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday night, the Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready. Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. Drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday night, the Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Get dinner and candles alight, popcorn for your movie night. One stop and get it right. It's that good. We've got what you're looking for. All the brands you love and more. Get everything at Massy Stores. Massy Stores is where you wanna be. We take care of you like family. We do all that we could to treat you like we should. It's that good, it's that good. That good. When you shop at Massy Stores. That good.
Massy Stores, our family serving your family.
So fast pay, a new and easy way to pay. So fast pay, so fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay, so fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Lewis Pharmacy. We specialize in friendly service with a personal, professional touch. Hence, we take pride in offering patient counseling on all prescription and over-the-counter products. We welcome inquiries on prescription drugs, vitamins, herbal preparation, fitness nutritional products, cough, cold, allergy, and all other health care products. For the convenience of our patients and surrounding community, we are situated uptown opposite the bus stop at Juicy Building. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Lewis Pharmacy.
Randy Supermarket is perfect for all your grocery needs. We have a range of liquor, liqueur, and wines, fresh and quality bread, and our weekly specials will simply amaze you. Conveniently opened 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have competitive prices and friendly staff. Randy Supermarket, located at Lower Bay Street and Terrell Street. Call us at 456-2994. Randy Supermarket, where shopping is fun.
There are many cleaning companies, but there is only one company that cleans, and that is Vinci Clean. So you don't have to wait for a season. Cleanliness is enough of a reason. Just finish building your dream home and wish to move in? Then Vinci Clean is for you. Do you have oil mark where that car is parked? New tiles just laid and want to remove tile grout, cement, or paint? Vinci Clean is for you. Shampooing of chair sets, mattress, carpet, house cleaning, Vinci Clean is for you. So whatever cleaning you need and for the best prices and quality on the market, telephone 431-1360, 457-1649. Vinci Clean, Vinci Clean, Vinci Clean, the best in service.
Introducing Kitty Care Plus Picoactin Syrup and Mimglobin Liquid from Maya Organics PBT Limited. Kitty Care Plus is an optimum nutrient for growing children. It promotes physical growth and enhances intellectual performance. Picoactin Syrup has a synergistic combination of cyproheptadine and B vitamins that help to improve appetite and body weight. And Mimglobin Liquid helps to optimize growth and builds immunity. Get yours today. Kitty Care Plus, Picoactin Syrup, and Mimglobin Liquid. Available at leading supermarkets and pharmacies. Agent Bowman's Pharmacy. Call 456-2235.
Looking for the best in trends and fashion? Then come on up to Sally's Step Up Boutique, located in Richland Park, upstairs the Muncie Supermarket, opposite the Richland Park Cemetery. Sally's Step Up Boutique carries a wide range of outfits for every occasion for men, women, and children. The prices are affordable, but guess what? If you step into Sally's Step Up Boutique and you cannot purchase an item at the same time, you can ask for the layaway plan. Remember, the place to shop for any occasion is Sally's Step Up Boutique in Richland Park. And that's not all. Sally's Step Up Boutique also carries back-to-school supplies. Contact us at telephone numbers 526-8063 or 526-4989. You can also find us on Instagram. So step into Sally's Step Up Boutique and we'll take care of all of your needs. Step up, step in, and let us transform your lives.
Get value for your money. Shop at Richardson Motors.
Shop at Richardson Motors Limited and enjoy 3 services in one. Pop into our convenience store for a wide array of snacks, drinks, and toiletries. Visit our mechanic shop for specialized treatment for your brakes, exhaust systems, and wheel alignment at our garage. But there's more. When you shop at Richardson Motors, get a free oil change service, clean, high-quality fuel, or shop from a wide range of automotive parts and accessories. We are conveniently located along the Arnesville Main Road. Drive on up.
Reliability, convenience, and variety.
Richardson Motors is your #1 stop.
CK Grace and Company is the number one supermarket, 100% Intention Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. In business now for over 50 years, and you will always save by shopping right here. Oh yes, we're #1. CK Grace and Company, and we are Vincent John. Market for you and me.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170. Or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
like to say that Captain Bligh XO aged rum is the best rum in the world. And now we can. Voted the world's best rum at the World Rum Awards 2014, Captain Bligh XO aged rum. World class in a glass.
Bunady Supermarket in Kingstown, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices. At Bunady Supermarket number 2, located at Upper Middle Street, we are proud to serve you. We are second to none. Call us at 457-1616. We at Bunady Supermarket number 2 will always be here for you. Bunady Supermarket, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices.
Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. Drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready. Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. Drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready. Saturday 19th, we're going back in time. The NDP headquarters is the place to be, and it all goes down at the Democrat House as we party in air-conditioned comfort. Admission $40. Starting time 8 p.m. The kitchen ready. Drinks damn cold. Music by DJ Pucker and Too Cool coming to blaze the music for your soul. Saturday 19th, Democrat House is going to be a vibe. We go back in time. It's time to bring back the memories. Get ready.
So don't forget, we heading to Democrat House this Saturday. Get your sneakers, your slippers, your dancing shoe, your bell bottom, your tight pants. Don't matter the colors. We're heading down to Democrat House this Saturday night. And this is where they could test your stamina because you could dance from 8 p.m.
Ironically enough, but I haven't met anybody who said that they ever saw the treasurer of the party dancing, Luan, but I am not prepared to wait.
She's probably too busy.
No,
That's
I think she just dances privately, but I believe she can dance.
So you're saying there should be a segment when she stop while he walk, she run up and take a little shake.
Well, what
I could support that.
Is called all executive members get on common stage. You understand what I mean?
I don't have to support you on that resolution.
It's a motion. Yeah, right. It's like I'm immune.
Yeah, might be. Major, it was interestingly during the break, somebody was.
Well, I might be able to dance better than you think, but don't
so we're looking forward to that.
Just serious over there.
So we raising the cost admission for that, you're just leaving it. That is just a bonus.
That is free. You have to be there before 11. You know.
So why don't you call it before 11?
Yeah, before 11. Then you're entitled to see our treasure dance. You understand?
But you have to reach before 11 to get a good room too, right?
You got the point.
You can still get a room.
No,
so Saturday.
To the headquarters on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely.
And for sure the president can dance. You know that. He's not just good at cricket and football and sailing and jogging and so forth. He can dance.
So you think? I think.
In fact, he's practicing.
You think the single man could come run? Could come go dance? He ain't gonna walk up.
He passes that place at all. he might say Kishore going to bat for him. Kishore might not bat for him,
Definitely. Major, during the break, somebody was telling me that their house is one of the houses to be repaired.
Yeah.
The contractor is telling them they had to stop for a while because they don't have money.
The project don't have money?
No, the government has not paid them as yet. Anything.
The contractor.
Right. And they're asking the homeowner if they could give them some money. And when the government do pay them back, they will give back.
That's taking a risk.
There's a big risk. But it
the government bureaucracy is as such that I would not advise them to that. And yesterday the Prime Minister sort of alluded to that. That the project is nearly 400,000. They don't have the money and it can bust,
But it's something we always say, a lot of projects they boast that this project, but the contractors themselves carry the blunt of the cost, and sometimes they run bankrupt before they get the money.
Absolutely.
And this might happen in this case now, because if this contractor is saying I can't continue working, but this also probably be a contractor who will afraid to go to the government and say, listen, I can't continue at this rate.
That may well be the case.
Thanks, Olen. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, bud.
Good afternoon.
Conroy here.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Major, I forget a special greeting, so I leave the part up to Major.
If it's the same Conroy that I know.
I want to believe so.
The one born and bred in the Cottons?
Come on, man.
Organize a football team?
Yes, man.
That's still going on till today?
Yes, man. After 34 years.
After 34 years, in the same post. That's the password, eh?
Yes, man.
So I want to say Conroy who? Blessings, my brother, first radio contact. Good to have you.
Yes.
What can we share? All yours.
Yeah, well, coming off the heels of the convention, I know I stated some things, and just something I just wanted to pick up, especially with you being on. It's in relation to the statement I made about the abandonment of law security in Central Leeward, and the sort of proliferation of crime in Central Leeward specific. I mean, we know it's widespread. It's throughout the country, but as the candidates for Central Leeward, the caretaker for Central Leeward have to zero in home.
Absolutely.
And we've heard of the recent killings in Layo, in Barely, just recently on the weekend, of a young man stabbing another one. And it seems to be like
it seems to be getting quite unsettled.
It is. It is very unsettling.
Yeah.
So, key to all of this, as I said at the convention, it's an abandonment from the Minister of National Security and security overall, but the buck has to stop with the Minister of National Security.
Yeah.
As I did say, there are two police stations in Central Leeward, right? One in Layo and one in Barely. And both of them have been totally abandoned. I made that point very clear on Sunday.
You did.
And I just want to reiterate it.
In fact, based on what you said, when I was going up past Layo, I looked to see where the things were growing, and I did see them.
You did see them?
Yes, I did see them.
Yes. Actually, if you had stopped your vehicle and did a little walk about, you would have seen in the back, there's actually a tree on the roof growing in the back.
They might be bearing fruits.
Well, possible, right? So as I said, the conditions there totally dilapidated. Could you imagine what it is for workers to be working in such conditions, health and safety? I was actually advised that the interior of the Layo police station is actually worse than what we see outside.
Well,
I really cannot imagine it.
Yeah.
Right? But something I want to share here, doing a bit of research on this whole situation of abandonment. I was looking back at the budget address from 2020, page 23, and I just want to read it, if you could just bear with me, just to stress my point.
You have full time. You're not encroaching. You have the time.
All right, thank you. Now, this was done by the Minister of Finance, right? Budget address 2020, page 23. No government in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has spent more money on the construction of new and improved accommodations for our police and security services. The reinvigorated thrust to refurbish and upgrade public facilities, which began in 2019, is extended to police stations this year. Budget 2020 allocates $1.3 million to upgrade electrical, plumbing, and structural works in 17 police stations and 3 other security facilities across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, I want to name out the police stations that they mentioned, right? This is in budget 2020. And then I'll come up to where we are in 2024. Barley Police Station, number 1. Bayabu Police Station. Kaliakwa Police Station. Shatibile Police Station. Connery Police Station. Well, Connery Police Station, as far as I know, has been housed in a private property for over 20 years. I mean, that is what I have been advised. Georgetown Police Station. Well, Georgetown Police Station should have been the Mecca that was recently built. I cannot understand now how 5 years ago, 4 years ago, it is there for refurbishment. Hard to understand. Inspector's House, Kaliakwa. Well, that is totally abandoned too. Layu Police Station. Now, remember I'm talking about 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Mesopotamia Police Station. Old Montrose Police Station. Oya Police Station. Paget Farm Police Station. Port Elizabeth Police Station. Kettles Police Station. Rapid Response Unit, Layu. Rapid Response Unit, Port Elizabeth. Rose Hall Police Station. Sandy Bay Police Station. Spring Village Police Station. Vermont Police Station. This sound to me like all the police stations throughout the country.
Because I think I remember when that list came out, or even the more recent one. Actually, I had to ask Sergeant Smith, the former policeman and former head of the Welfare Association, how many police stations we in fact have in St. Vincent. I think he said it might be around 22 or thereabout. So if that list is 17, is about most is all of them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
fast forward to this year as you're going to do.
But not only that, Major. What is missing will be the headquarters here in town, and we know that is in total disarray.
You got a sign, or not?
If you see what is referred to the old Montrose police station and the police barroom, the toilets don't work, the bathrooms need to be retiled. Even the signboard to say Old Montrose Police, and that's the biggest police station where the SSU and other units are. It is deplorable.
I was actually coming to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went up there for a function. Well, I took some persons there for a function, I think was early this year. And when I saw the condition of that place, I asked myself if people actually work under these conditions. So, in essence, from 2020, I don't know, well, from my knowledge, Bayabu is still the same, Kaliakwa is still the same. All the stations here are literally still the same. Well, Barley, this was 2019, huh?
Yeah.
2020. And Barley was abandoned in 2021, just before the volcanic eruption.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, it has been housed at somebody's private property, I heard, in Peters Hope. So they are paying a rent for that.
Yeah, they like Stubbs police station is in Brighton.
Same thing in Stubbs, right?
Diamond,
same thing
Diamond. In Diamond.
Yeah, same thing in Connery.
Yes.
Now in Layu, the situation hasn't improved. And we're talking about 4 years since $1.3 million was allocated. Question I'm asking, is it that the Minister of National Security is sleeping? Because it certainly seemed that way. Because 100% of our security facilities are in total disrepair according to budget 2020. And to date, we haven't seen any improvement.
No, not at all.
Well, I asked a question yesterday that is not unrelated to the issue that you're raising, Conroy. That is, if you, as you learn as you go along, you're a fast learner. You have to watch when they talk, how the talk is backed up and configured. If you see next to the project, that the source of funding to do the thing is local, it means that ain't gonna happen.
Well, I actually have the document in front of me.
So that ain't
that is
happen.
exactly what it is.
So subsequently, I think they tried to earlier this year. I think it was or late last year. It may have been late last year. Yeah, actually 23. When they got the Saudi Arabian funds, it then ended up with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So you ended up with some of the monies for repairs to police stations. Some is for the cultural hubs, one in Leeward, one in country. They is actually out of that same fund that Central Kingston is supposed to get the health center. They're supposed to then have about 2 or 3 in the Prime Minister's constituency, Byro and some other places. And then you're supposed to have a recording studio. But this is October.
The year is practically done.
Yeah, and that is not happening again. Even with a funding source. Even with a funding source. You see, I'm glad you're raising it, and I hope my friend Chieftain, and I say so tongue in cheek, but I mean it, because he was a police officer and he also studied along that line. The police force needs a maintenance unit inside of the force.
Correct.
For the general upkeep and maintenance of the police facilities. And I'm talking about a force of anything like 30 to 40 members. It's a unit that will comprise of its own plumbers, carpenters, masons, electricians, the various facets of people who will be in housing kind of situation. And that they are moving from station to station to station in a maintenance mode, even before you get to a reconstruction mode.
Sorry, let me jump in.
You lost a sense of time?
Yeah, I know. Remember, they have the school. Yes. We're supposed to close off at 1:30 today. I totally forget.
Well, let me leave Conroy to take the last few minutes. Yes, sorry.
All right. Okay, well, no problem. I'll be quick.
No, you finished, Conroy, but we'll treat this as a conversation to be continued, because I don't think that we have exhausted the conversation that you want to have.
Right.
Because you are onto something, and because you see at the bottom of what you're saying, and as a trained mind, it's no wonder that the morale in the police force is so low. And the exodus from the police force is this high. Nearly everybody who really could have made a future in the police is leaving for greener pasture.
Yes.
To the British Army or just for a different life, and they just had enough of it. So, and the latest situation here now where you don't even want to pay them for the work that they did for the World Cup cricket doesn't make things any better.
Exactly.
And so when you want to have people doing 20 hours work day and 18 hours work day and excessively abusive hours of work, I mean, I don't even know if they conform to the labor code in some cases. So we need to continue this.
Definitely.
Yeah, but you're not getting Chieftain's job as my deputy yet. Just tell you that all.
I actually campaigned for that. My situation essentially was seriously concerned.
We might make you officer in charge of the Western Division.
No problem at all.
Yeah, all right, buddy. Blessings.
All right, thanks.
The conversation, yes. Yes, but
you'll be in tomorrow, hopefully. God's prayer life, as we will say.
I'll join tomorrow with
right, as advertising. All right. So sorry about that. Well, my bad.
Yeah.
No problem.
All right, thanks.
But that's it. Let me leave prematurely so that you could get on top.
Yeah, because I
totally, this is the Lions.
Yes.
Thing, yeah. And that's a big ticket item.
Yes. All right.
Thanks. Yeah. And remember October 28th. Fun day in Green Hill.
Yeah. All right, good day. All right, so my bad. Let me wrap it up because you're supposed to join the Lions Club public speaking. Well, secondary school public speaking. All right, so we're gonna call that a day, and we'll be back tomorrow. God's Spare Life. All right, so monitor to join the Lions Club broadcast.
Saturday 19th, we're going back in time.